We roll on here on 2021 Mountain West Women's Basketball Media Days. She is Bridget Howard. I am Jesse Kurtz. It's time now for stop 3 on our 5 campus tour here on day 1 of our Media Days. We head to the snowy Cache Valley in Logan, Utah, and bring in the head coach of the Aggies, Kayla Ard, who enters her 2nd season as the head coach of the Aggies. Coach, it's great to see you. How are we doing?
Good, Jesse. Thanks for having me. Bridget, thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. We appreciate you. So how different from a tactical standpoint, from an organizational standpoint, are things for you now in year 2 leading this program?
God, I could spend all the time I got talking about that. It's so different. We got a different staff. The energy is completely different with our team, with our staff, our administration. They've been solid the whole time I've been here, so that hasn't changed any. Their support's been phenomenal, but it's just completely different team, completely different staff. I'm completely different as a leader. Going through it year 1, you think you're ready, you think you know what you're doing, and then I always say it's like having a child. You think you're ready, and then you actually have no idea. So I learned a ton. Things have changed quite a bit here, and we're really excited about the future and about the team and about the coaching staff. I think the community is really excited about it. Everybody can feel the change. We've done a lot of things to work on our culture. So we're fired up. This is not the team that you saw last year. It's not the team that you've seen in the past. We're excited about it.
You mentioned that you learned a lot. What were some of the lessons that you learned in your first year as a coach, but also that the team learned that you're bringing into year 2?
You know what? I think my biggest thing is I tell our kids it's okay to be vulnerable and admit when you do something wrong or when you have areas to learn from. I think that's what makes people grow and how you get better. And so for me, I think my biggest thing is I was trying to be someone else. I've got to watch a lot of phenomenal coaches and coach with a lot of awesome people and learn different things and take stuff from this person and that person. And I think I had to figure out who I wanted to be as a head coach. And until I had that figured out, I don't think my staff was going to be able to follow me. I don't think the team was going to be able to follow me or the staff. So until I had that figured out who I was as a head coach and who I wanted to be as a leader, I think it was really difficult for everybody to be on the same page. And so that was the biggest thing that I took. The biggest thing that I learned is I have to be me. And I have to do this my way. And I have to do things the way I believe in. And then I think our kids have seen that. Our staff has seen that. We are all on the same page now. And, I think that starts with me. And I made a ton of mistakes last year. I've learned from all those things. And I've grown as a person and as a coach. We had a terrible season last year, but I put that on me. And I'm grateful for the people that have stuck behind me and believe in us changing it, to what it is now. So I would say my biggest thing is looking in the mirror. Hey, how can I improve? What can I do better? And as I've done that, my players have done that. My staff has done that, from the top all the way down to the bottom. So I think being able to check yourself and have some self-awareness, I think it starts with the top, and that's me. It falls on me. And so I needed to be better. And because I'm better now, I think our team is better. Our staff is better. And I think our program overall and the product we put on the floor will be a lot better.
One of the new additions to your staff this year is Mark Wilson. He joined your staff from Cleveland State. What excites you about adding him to your staff?
Yeah, me and Mark have some history. We actually coached together at Clemson. It seems like a million years ago, but I think it was probably like 8 years ago or something like that. So, when I met Mark, I went to Clemson. It was my second D1 job. It was my second year at Division I. I had absolutely no idea what I was doing. But I was really blessed to get that opportunity to be there. And it's really funny how the tables have turned and things have came full circle because I learned a lot from him when I coached with him at Clemson as an assistant. And so I knew how great he was developing post players, and I knew how great he was and how passionate he was about defense. And I think our defense is somewhere we really struggled last year. And so, having him, the energy's just been completely different. One of my favorite things about Mark is that he's the same person every single day. That guy does not have a bad day. His energy is the same every day. And his passion, he's passionate about our players. He's passionate about this university and what we're trying to do here, and just his passion for the game and for defense. He loves watching film, and I think he's elevated everybody's work ethic, our expectations, our vision, and myself included. I walk by his office and he's breaking down film and hey, coach, let me show you this. Look at this. And so when I see that, I'm like, let me go back in my office and watch some more film. So I think he's just taken everybody, myself included, to a new level. His experience, obviously, he's been doing this for over 20 years. He has a ton of knowledge. And so I think our practices have been really amped up because of him. So I feel really, really lucky to have him on my staff, get to work alongside him. And I learned a lot from him however many years ago, and I'm still learning from him. So I feel really grateful to have him here. He's been a fantastic addition to our staff.
If you have a question for Coach Ard, go ahead and raise your virtual hand in Zoom. We'll get you in queue and get you called upon. Coach, you went the transfer route as you continue to build this culture in your way, as you spoke of. What are some of the impact players that you have added, and where do you hope that they will primarily contribute? Yeah,
I recruiting's been really weird. Couldn't go out and see people because of COVID. It's really weird time to take a job, and blessed and grateful for it. But it was, it's weird. It's difficult, but challenging, and I love that. So we didn't really have a choice but to go in the portal. People ask me all the time, are you just going to recruit out of the portal? And I'm like, we didn't really, didn't have much of a choice there. So I just want to get the best players we can get. I don't care where they come from. But I do love that we added some experience. We added some, maturity. We have a ton of older kids. I think the youngest transfer he took was Olivia. She came from Northern Colorado, and she's been fantastic. I'm so excited for having her for 3 or maybe 4 years. But I think she's going to be an impact player for us. She's long, she's athletic. She's got a great motor. She never gets tired. Another kid, she's just the same every day, every single day. So I think she'll be an impact player. I could say that about all 5 of them. Honestly, we got really lucky. I brought in 6 transfers, and, we didn't miss with any of them. They're all phenomenal. Kaylin is a 6'2" guard, and she came from Pacific. I actually recruited her when I was at Denver, and she shot me down, and now I get to coach her. So, I mess with her about that quite a bit, but I'm really excited about her. I think her length on the perimeter, she can score on all 3 levels. That's really going to help us. Mana from Canada, she's a point guard and really quick, and her and Faith are so much alike, just bring different things to the game, but really excited about her. And then, the post players that we brought in, all 3 of them are outstanding. I'm so excited about all 3 of them. Adriana is, she's a little bulldog, and just, really competes, so competitive. I love that about her. And then, Lacey, our grad transfer that we got, I wish I had her for a lot longer, but we're definitely excited to have her for this 1 year. But really consistent, same thing, gets the same thing from her every day. Great motor, can really score it in the paint, rebounder, good leader for our team. And then Elise, just super athletic kid, again, another person with a great motor, brings it every day. So I could go on and on about all 6 of those kids, as I could about our returners that are back. Honestly, we just, I'm really excited about these transfers that we got and the way that they mixed into the returners that we have. It's not just the transfers I'm excited about. These returners that we have and that we kept they're here for a reason. And I'm really excited about them to watch what they do this year as well.
Well, Coach, we've got a hand raised for you in the queue. We'll go to Ajay Salveson from Aggie Sports Radio.
Thanks, Bridget, Jinx, Jesse. Hey, Coach, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Hey, you talked about the transfers. I wanted to ask, as I've seen a couple of your practices, the chemistry between the transfers and the returners is phenomenal. And I know that can be something hard to handle, but it seems like it's been so smooth. Can you talk about the returns and the transfers coming together, building that chemistry, and what it's been like from your point of view?
Yeah, you know what? Honestly, I don't think that chemistry was built on the court. We have a lot of people that can play basketball here. The talent level is obviously a lot higher than it was last year, but I don't think that that chemistry that you're talking about, I completely agree, but I don't think it was built on the basketball court. We've done a lot of stuff over the summer to work on our culture. We meet once a week, do these culture checks with our team where it's kind of an open forum, and everybody's just super open and talks to each other. We talk about a circle of trust, and we trust everybody in the room, and the coaches are involved, the players are involved. And it's an area where everybody can be vulnerable and honest and talk about what's going on in the team. And I think from that, a lot of trust has been built. We did a thing working with the program where the military guys come in and work with our team. And I think that was phenomenal for our team and tested some people and really built some chemistry and some trust between some people. And, we've just done a ton. I keep going on and on. We've done a ton of things over the summer off the court that I think has built that chemistry on the court. And I have to give credit to our players, honestly, because they play pickup almost every single day together on their own. And I think, you can do a lot of stuff in practice, but to build chemistry, you got to be out there without your coaches. You got to be out there just playing pickup, just having fun together where nobody's stopping you and correcting you and everything else. So I give credit a lot, to our coaching staff with the efforts they put in, but a ton of that goes to our players and our returners for, bringing this team together and welcoming these 6 transfers. They haven't been intimidated by them. They haven't been threatened by them in any way. They're like, hey, we just want to be better. We want to be good. And you guys can help us get there. So I think it's been twofold with everybody having open arms and an open heart to accept everybody and just all on the same page wanting to be better.
Thanks, Coach.
We'll now go to Sean Harrison from the Herald Journal.
Hey, Coach, how you doing today?
I'm good, Sean. How are you?
I'm doing all right. Hey, could you talk a little bit about how much weight or what do you talk much about the polls, the preseason polls? I mean, it's obviously you got, only can go up from where you're picked right now, but I mean, is that more extra motivation for your team?
Yeah, absolutely. We talked about this. We wanted to be at the bottom. I love that. It motivates me. That's where we want to be. I'll just say that. That's exactly where we want to be. Definitely motivation. I know our kids are fired up about it. That's a good place to be for us. I'll just say that. Okay.
Can I ask a second question also? This promotion you're doing about getting some students, trying to get the herd and more involved. How important is it to get, I mean, obviously the men, you've seen that, what it can do for the men's game. How important is it to get the students, to get the herd involved with women's basketball?
You know what? I think we got a phenomenal student section here. And I think they're hungry to get to sporting events in general because of the COVID year. They couldn't go last year. And so, we got a new football coach and Blake's done a phenomenal job reaching out to the students and involving them. And they've returned it to him at the games. I mean, that student section is insane in our football games. And same thing with Ryan. I think they'll do that for men's basketball. Obviously, Craig did a great job when he was here. So, the student athletes want to come to the games. They support Rob and his team at volleyball. That's a female sport. I think these students will come to our games if they know that they got a head coach that wants them there and they know that they got a team that wants them there. So, I couldn't do a whole lot last year with them because of COVID and everything else. So as soon as I knew we could, I jumped all over it. I've been meeting with the herd. I've met with our marketing department multiple times about different things we could do. So I'm going to speak to the herd committee later in the month. And, so I don't know. I just came up with this idea that we were going to have an open practice. And so we moved our practice time to where students weren't being classes. And I had to get it approved, but I got it approved to, I'm going to give away $500 cash at the open practice. It's my money. It's not coming from the athletic department. I want these students to know how much we want them there. I want them to know that I will do whatever I got to do to get them there. And I think if they will come and they'll see it and they'll give us a chance, they will love it. We got a really good product here. We got some great people, really good basketball players, and we're going to play at a fast pace. It's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. And so if that costs me $500, I mean, I'm good with that. I want our kids to have a great experience, on and off the court. But, in the games, that's what they go for. The fans make it so fun, especially our student section, man, they just make it so fun. So I think the community really supports us, but if we can get the students behind us, I think it's going to elevate, just our experience, our players' experience. So, for anybody that doesn't know, I am giving away $500 at our open practice on October 25th. So come out and come watch us practice. There's going to be pizzas and giveaways and all that good stuff. And then at the end, one of the students is going to get $500 from me. So it should be a fun night. I'm looking forward to it.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, Sean. Sorry, Coach, I'm writing this down. October 25th, pizza and cash. Got it.
You're not eligible. You can't get it. You have to be a student.
All right. Fair enough. We got a follow-up from Ajay. Ajay?
Hey, Coach, I want to ask you about sorry, Coach. I wanted to ask you about Emmie Harris, just the leadership you see in her. She seems like someone you trusted on the court a lot. What have you seen from her growth from year one, now going into, or I guess for you, in your year one, going into your second year of her?
Yeah, you know what? I thought Emmie got off to a really good start last year. Unfortunately, she had a very bad ankle sprain. I honestly, I can't say that she ever really got back from that 100%. She struggled all through the season. She was in pain all through the season. Very tough kid, played through it. But she's been phenomenal for the last couple months. She's healthy. She's 100% healthy. She looks awesome. I count on her every day. She's the same person every day. You know, she's somebody that stands out in practice for us every day. I got her playing the 1 through 5 right now. And she can handle it. You know, she's smart enough. Her IQ is really high. You know, she can run a play or a set at any position. She understands the system. She believes in me as a coach, and she trusts me, and she knows, you know, I want to win, and she wants to win. And this is her last year. And so I feel really, really lucky to have her. I think she's going to have a really, really, really good season. And I'm excited to see that for her.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, Ajay. Coach, when you look at your schedule, what excites you the most? I looked at that game, the road game at Southeastern Louisiana. I know that's a place that been near and dear to your heart. How special will that return for you be, for you to be on that schedule, and maybe some of the other games that stick out?
Yeah, you know what? It's really kind of funny, actually. I wanted to play that game so much because my mother lived down there. And since that game has been scheduled, my mother has actually moved to Logan. So she now lives here. So nevertheless, I do have a lot of family down there, and it is my alma mater. And you know, I just love the state so much. You know, they go through so much. They just went through, you know, Hurricane Ida, and they always bounce back. You know, Katrina happened, and I was down there in that time, and it's just so tough, and they always bounce back. So I just think it's such a great state. The culture down there is so great. And, you know, so it will be a special game for me. I think a lot of people in that community down there will come out to that game. And, you know, I hope they're cheering for Utah State, but I won't really blame them if they're cheering for Southeastern, or maybe they don't cheer for anybody. I don't know, but it'll be really awesome for me to have my family there. You know, my aunts, my uncles, my cousins, my brother, my niece, my nephew. You know, that'll be really, really awesome. So I'm looking forward to that game. You know, the Ball State game, Jawan Scaife on our staff played there. He holds a couple records there, so I think that'll be a really special game for him. That's where he's from. It's a couple minutes from his house. So I think his family will get to see him there, and that'll be really fun. You know, so there's a couple games on our schedule that stand out. I think we have a tough schedule. We go play at Cal. We play at BYU. You know, we have a tough schedule that's going to get us ready for the Mountain West Conference. I mean, it's a tough conference. You know, it's a grind every single night. So, yeah, it's exciting. You know, it's exciting. I think I have it laid out pretty well, though. We're excited about the way it's laid out. We try to go on the road, then come home, so that we're not too exhausted. And you know, working with travel and stuff, it's been really good so far. But yeah, I'd be lying if I said I wouldn't look forward to that game just a little bit. I really just want to go down there to get the food. To be honest, I just want to go get some crawfish or something while I'm down there. So.
Well, Coach, we appreciate you taking the time for us today. We're excited to see your team succeed this season. And again, we appreciate you taking the time.
Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it.
Well, stick with us because we have got Emmie Harris coming up next. And Jesse, this seems like a team that head coach Kayla Ard is extremely excited about. The new additions, just a new team that we'll see this season.
Well, it's hard not to get caught up in the energy that she has and the accountability. It sounds like that the entire team is buying into, making sure that everyone is on the same page, all rowing in the same direction. And it sounds like Coach Ard last year, maybe a little bit humbled, has changed herself, which I think is the one of the characteristics of any great head coach. You can't continue to do the same thing year in and year out and expect success. Sometimes you look at yourself in the mirror and you say, this is where it's going to start. So kudos to the entire program on taking a look at, you know, where things maybe needed to change, how they needed to change. And it looks like those changes have been made. I fully expect that under Coach Ard's direction, this team will make a jump here in the 2021-2022 season.
Well, one of the players that head coach Kayla Ard raved about when we just spoke with her was returner Emmie Harris. And Emmie joins us now from Utah. Emmie, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
What excites you the most about heading into your last season at Utah State with the new additions to the team and the off-season programs that you guys participated in? What excites you the most as you head into your last year?
I think the new culture that we have and how much we just compete with each other in practice every day. That's what excites me the most. I can just see our potential every single practice we have, and just even with the newcomers and the returners, just the way that we're getting along and the way we're hanging out on the court, hanging on and off the court, sorry. And just the culture that we brought this year is really excites me, and kind of just see what we can do this year. So
Coach used that word culture a lot in the last 15 minutes. Talk to me about the culture checks that have been part of this program now for the recent past, and what all is involved in that, and how has it helped shape the identity of this year's team?
Yeah, so at the beginning of the season, we kind of established 4 words that we were going to be really focused on, and really focus on what our culture meant. And when we talk about our culture, what we are really focusing on, those were loyalty, gratefulness, accountability, and toughness. And so we kind of base everything that we do off of those 4 words, and kind of keeping ourselves in check with how tough are we, how loyal are we, how grateful are we, and things like that. And so I feel like that's been a really big thing for us, and just holding each other accountable. I feel like we're really doing that this year, and especially within the team, not only the coaches holding us accountable, but the captains and the leaders holding the team accountable as well. And it's just been really great.
In addition to the culture checks, this off season, you guys participated in the program. What was that experience like?
It was funny, but it was great. So the very first day, everyone was like nervous, like didn't know how to think, like very timid at the beginning, and we only did it for 2 days. But by the second day, a lot of more people were more comfortable. There was a lot of people that came out of their comfort zone. I think it was really good for a lot of people, and a lot of people stepped up that we didn't expect to step up, and it was just great for everybody. I think it really helped us bond together even more. So it was a really great experience for our team, I feel like.
Coach mentioned the preseason poll, and she loved where you guys were picked because it puts a chip on you guys' shoulder. It motivates you within the locker room. Coach is not around. Is this something you talk about? Say, this is where we are predicted, and I know we can get to here.
Yes, it's actually funny. Right before I came on, one of our teammates actually sent in the group chat, and we're just adding gas to the fire. So I think it's, like she said, a really great place for us. We have a saying, something to prove, every day. So I think that goes right along with what we're trying to do. And we do have something to prove to this conference, and I think we can do that this year.
This is just a reminder to the media members. If you have any questions for Emmie, please make sure to raise your hand in the queue.
Emmie, I know one of the focuses and places that was identified where this program needed to get better was scoring. Where will that come from? Where have you seen early in practices that you guys will be better at scoring the basketball?
I think we have a lot of athleticism this year, and we're playing really fast paced. I think we have a lot of people that can be in double digits every single game. I don't think there's going to be people that are one person that's going to be scoring 20, 30 points a game. I feel like we're pretty even, and it's going to be hard to scout and hard to guard because we're going to have multiple people that can score the ball. And I think we do have a lot of scorers this year, and I think that'll be key to our wins this year. So
do have some questions for you from the participating media. We'll start with Ajay Salveson, the Aggie Sports Radio.
Hey, Emmie, how are you?
good. How are you?
Good. Hey, Coach Ard was pretty hard on herself when critiquing her first year with you guys, and she expects a lot more from herself going into this year. But she brings in such a positive energy as a head coach. What have you seen out of her? I know you've only spent 1 year with her, but what did you see out of her, and what do you think brings, I guess, what are her positive qualities about her as a head coach?
Well, one thing that she talked about and touched on was accountability. The very first year, I feel like she holds us accountable this year a lot better. And she's been great, even last year, even if it was a tough year. I thought she did well, and she's really hard on herself, so she doesn't give herself as much credit as she should, but she's very positive this year. She stays so positive with us. She loves us on and off the court. We're basically her kids, so she has us to her house all the time. She just shows us love. She shows us that she cares about us, and I think that's one big thing that you can do that's not even on the court, and it helps us with our culture a lot. So she's a great coach, and I trust her fully. So I can't wait to see what we do this year.
And then you got some transfers now into the roster. Who are you watching out for? Who should we be watching out for on the court of the transfers that are coming in?
I think all of them. All of them bring something different to our team, and they had value. Coach K touched on a lot of their strengths, but I think that all of them have the potential to do great, and they're what we need to this edition of the team. So I think it'll be really good.
Thanks, Emmie.
We've got
Thank
another
you.
question from Sean Harrison from the Herald Journal.
Hey, Emmie, you've been on this team for a while. How would you compare this team? How compare this year's team to the past teams? How would you compare it?
So different. As a leader on this team for the past 3 years, it's just so much easier with this team. We have good people on this team, and they want to be here. They have passion for the game, and you can just tell every day we compete with each other. We want to be here. So I feel like the energy this year is just way different than the past couple of years that I've been here, and we just have that eagerness to win. I feel like this year, and I just can't wait to start playing games.
Your coaches really emphasized trying to get the herd, trying to get the students out to support the games. How are athletes? How are you as an athlete? Are you helping spread that word? How are you guys doing it to try to get more students out to games?
Yeah, so we're reposting everything that they post on our social media, just talking to people on campus when we see them. It was kind of hard last year just because we weren't really on campus and didn't have a lot of contact with students last year because of COVID. But I'm really excited to see what we can bring this year and how our students will show out. I feel really confident in it. So hopefully this open practice will help them a lot too. So
All right. Thanks, Emmie.
thank you.